Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live, episode 513. It is funny that it is not Friday the 13th, but we have got Friday number 13. So there you go. Funny little numbers. What I just wanted to come in really quickly with you today and talk to you about today is what are you celebrating? It's really interesting. I'm running Contentology at the moment. I have been running it June, July, August, September, October. No, 6 months. I've been running Contentology for 6 months. And what's been really, really cool has been seeing all of the people who have been coming through there, creating more content that is not necessarily about business. Now, we've had therapists, we've had psychologists, we've had authors, we've had coaches, business coaches, product creators. Good morning, Linda. Happy Friday. We've had so many different people coming through and product people as well, actually, artists. And one of the things that's really, really awesome to see and really awesome to watch have been their confidence start to grow the more it is that they are putting the things out there. Now, what I was thinking about this, I was trying to work out today what it was that I wanted to talk about. And I mean, number one, it's celebrating because, why the heck not? It's almost the end of October. We're about to launch into the last couple of months, the last run, the home stretch of the year. And I was like, what are we celebrating? And I've unleashed, you may have seen it yesterday, unleashed my brand new, shiny, sparkly, moving, amazing website into the world yesterday. I am so grateful to have a really kick-ass graphic designer. Let me give you the hot tip, pay the people to do the things that they do best. It makes your life so much easier. So really celebrating that. And it was a really interesting thing because that was the topic of Contentology today. It's what are you celebrating? And the thing that I've noticed for people is that when we take this pressure off to always be selling, right? And I think this is one of the key things that people have noticed, and it's made their content creation so much easier. And I think it'll help you guys as well, is really simplifying what you're doing. You can look outside your window and you can think of anything to prompt you. It could be greenery, it could be plants, it could be getting your hands dirty, it could be things that are out of alignment. It could be anything that you feel like you really want to be talking about, and then using that as the basis for you creating a portion of your content. Now, I'm a big advocate for sharing what's going on, not necessarily sharing what's going on behind the scenes, but sharing insights into you outside of just the business stuff, because so many people, and you guys are really, really awesome at educating, training, providing steps, advice, hints, tips, all of that kind of thing. And I see all of you when you come through my feeds, it's really awesome. But sometimes I feel like I want to get to know a bit more about you. I want to know more about your motivation. And it's not just the corporate USP, and it's not just the corporate mission statement. And I know that you all have got really awesome and amazing ideas and reasons for building the business that you've got, for doing what it is that you do, for hustling and, doing the things that are really important to you. But I also want to get to know you. It's so curious to me because I think about my friends, right? And you don't start a friendship usually going like meeting someone and going, right, we are going to be friends forever. We're going to be BFFs. We're going to be amazing. It takes time to build those relationships. And I think the biggest thing that is holding so many of you back from really hitting that next level, from being more visible, from being more relatable, from selling more courses and programs and books and art and whatever else it is that you're selling, coaching, it's the fact that you are scared, or a lot of you are kind of scared to be seen. And I get it, because it takes vulnerability to show up, right? It takes vulnerability to really be real and share things that don't necessarily relate to business. So an example of this, I've had a bit of a week, and for a whole load of different reasons, nothing major. I think in terms that there's been nothing huge going on in my actual personal immediate world, other than me feeling just a little bit freaking flat. Right? I've been feeling a bit flat this week, and my husband came up to me last night. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." He's like, what's wrong? You seem really flat. I said, that's because I am. And he's gone, okay. Didn't try to fix it, just kind of rolled with it and whatever. But I found it really hard this week to be as motivated as what I would normally be. And so for me, a lot of the things that I've done this week, I've just kind of tools down. I sat on the couch and scrolled through Facebook for about an hour yesterday. Now, this is not something that I generally advocate, but I was just like, I was done. I didn't have the ability to kind of pick myself up by the bootstraps and, you know, dig in and do the things and, you know, rah, rah, rah. And it was actually what really got me, what really, really highlighted this for me last night. You guys know that I play roller derby, right? And we skate, and we've just, I'm the president of the league, and I teach skating, and I freaking love it. It lights me up. If you've followed me for any length of time, I've been skating since 2013. I talk about skating, not all the time, but a lot. It's like flying, right? It's just so good. So we'd been moved from having a Wednesday night skating session by council to a Thursday night skating to be able to go down and skate on the netball courts. Now, typically what happens is we skate inside a stadium. We've got wooden floors and you can slide around, and it's like you don't get gravel rash like all the rest of it. But we've been approved to go and skate down there. So I've been running outdoor skate sessions. Hey, Jojo, welcome home. I've been running these outdoor skate sessions, and last night I knew that the weather was about to turn. And I was sitting on the couch. I'd gone and had my forehead fixed. I've got my Botox man. For those of you, you also know that I'm a Botox fan. My Botox man has been working on getting rid of this. Like with lockdown and then being shut, my face has relaxed a little bit more, and I'm not happy about it. So I'm like, we need to do something about this. It's driving me nuts. So I went and had that fixed yesterday, came home, sat down it'll kick in about a week. I sat down back on the couch, and I'm like, I wonder if the rain's going to come. And I was willing the rain to come so that skating could be cancelled. Now, this is the polar opposite of the normal me, right? I never, ever, ever wish skating could be cancelled. And I was sitting there and I'm like, I'm willing it to be cancelled. I'm willing it to rain. And I'm the one that would create the cancellation for the most part. And I chatted to Dom. He's like, you going skating? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I think it's going to rain. He goes, oh, you should just go down there even if you get half an hour. And I'm like, ugh. So I've gotten down there and grabbed my stuff out. And as soon as I was with the people and I've got my skates on, oh my God, you guys, it was like the whole weight of the world had been lifted off my shoulders. I was in my happy place, skating around. Do you know what the craziest thing is that I was trying something and my body just automatically launched into this movement, this sick trick that we call it. Moved into this sick trick, which was like a transition from front skating to backward skating. And then my weight just did the thing that it needed to do. And I was going backwards and I was almost feeling like a figure skater. And I hadn't even tried to do it. And my body just did it. And I was like, oh my God, this is fucking the best. But it was such an interesting thing. And I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that I went, because it really shifted my state. It shifted my mood. It reminded me of how much I freaking love it. I just freaking love it. And it got me moving. And so then, like, for the next half an hour, I'm like, okay, you guys, I've really got to go. And then I was just throwing myself around, trying all these different things. And it was in the playing that the fun kind of kicked in, and I was able to do this thing that I had never even tried to be able to do. It was just my body just kind of like did this magical sick trick. So it was really kind of funny. But I guess where I'm going with that was, and then I came home and I'm like feeling amazing and I was celebrating and it was just so good. But sometimes, even though, you know, we might not want to do something, sometimes it's the very best cure. And this week, even though I've known that my normal go-tos would shift me out of feeling a bit funky or a bit flat or whatever, I just didn't even feel like I had the energy to be able to even do that. So I was really, really glad that I went skating last night. So I'm celebrating the shit out of that. I'm celebrating the heck out of my website being launched. I'm celebrating the shit out of Miss Jo Muirhead being released from the hospital and being able to make her way home so that she can heal and recover and do all of the amazing things that I know she wants to do, even if it's sleeping and reading. But sometimes the best things that you can do for yourself are not pushing through and digging in and keeping on going. Sometimes that is what you need to do, right? Sometimes you need to dig deep, you need to push on, don't be silly about things and get out of your own damn way and just take the action, do the thing. But then other times it's about being really aware that actually, you know what, everything that you've got in place should be able to do the thing that it needs to be able to do, right? So if you've got a product that you've created or a course that you've launched and you've got all of the bits and pieces in place and you've maybe got somebody there helping you do the things, it's letting them do their job without having to micromanage everything and just releasing that pressure that you've got to be on all the freaking time. And sometimes we just need to recalibrate and recoup. Jo is celebrating coffee without waiting. I think that has got to be one of the best things about being home. Surely, one of the best things. All right, so I think the best thing that I can tell you guys today is about making things a lot more simple than what you think they need to be. Content creation doesn't need to be hard. Sharing a bit about you behind the veil is actually, it's not even really optional. You need to share. You really need to share parts of you that might feel a bit uncomfortable. I'm not sure, talking about doing like a bare all or anything like that, although if that's your jam, you could certainly do that. But one of the things that, it's great that Jo's on actually, because one of the things that I've really admired about watching Jo. So for those of you that don't know, Jo's my best friend and she's been going through chemo. She's gone through breast cancer on the homeward stretch after surgery and is recovering at home as of now. And she'll be back with us next year. But the thing that I've really admired about Jo, and I know that a lot of you follow her as well, and if you don't follow her, you should absolutely do this, particularly if you're in private practice or if you're a health professional. And one of the things that she's been really open about has been her journey through managing having a really shitty illness, a really shitty experience with her audience. Now, some people might think, well, that's just not even professional. It's not even remotely professional. Let me tell you, her community are fucking amazing and they absolutely love it. They love her for that. I have not seen anything but praise and admiration for the way that she's handled herself on social media and, with the way that she's been able to share parts of her journey. So this is the thing about vulnerability, right? It gives people an understanding. Love you, Jojo. It gives people an understanding about who you are as a human and in a world that is chock full of bullshit. In a world where we've got a whole bunch of bro marketers going, you know what, bro, just hustle harder, dig deep, do the thing, fuck your feelings. There's a really cool quote out there at the moment that I've seen is like, oh, you don't want to do it? Nobody cares. Get back to work. Really, I kind of agree with that most days. And then on some days, and then on other days, I'm like, yeah, you know what? There are better ways of growing a business. There are other ways of growing businesses. And having been around for the last 10 years doing this, I can tell you that the things that make people successful, the things that have people sticking is making sure that you're managing your own energy, making sure that you're being vulnerable with your audience, not sharing the stuff when you're in the thick of it, right? It wouldn't have been appropriate for me to necessarily be like sitting on the couch yesterday going like, oh my God, you guys, I don't want to play anymore. This is fucked, blah, 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 blah. I could have done that. But I wasn't interested in looking for sympathy or empathy or hints or tips or advice or whatever. I just needed some time out. So for you, making sure that you are sharing you with your people is the best kinds of content that you can ever create. And it's not just about sharing the shitty things, right? It's about sharing the good things, the insights, the stuff behind the scenes, the things that you're doing with your family, your animals, whatever it is. And that's what contentology is all about. You building that muscle and sharing as much as you're willing to share with your audience and with your people. And the most amazing thing at the moment, let me tell you, is that we've got a $1,000 cash prize. Joe, did you know about that? I don't think I've even told you about this. From the 1st of November, for the people in Contentology, for those that you'll see that you get increased organic reach, you'll see that you have more engagement, you will absolutely make more sales, you'll have more conversations with people. I'm giving people $1,000, or the winner $1,000 for the one that's able to follow all the prompts for exactly 30 days. And I know it's insane, but fun. And I know that this stuff works. So I'm really like, okay, fine, I'll put my money where my mouth is, go and do this thing. It needs to be done. Joe said, I haven't been asleep for that long, have I? Well, I think I've only been talking about it for about a week, and you're forgiven because you've had a pretty big week. So if you need to be in on the Contentology train, you can see the link in the comments there. Hey, Rebecca, it's only $97 to enter. It is for the month of November. There are some criteria which you'll see when you go ahead and register, but it's pretty easy. If you think you can put content up every day for 30 days, that's not business content, but more about you, and you get a prompt for it as well. So you don't have to sit there going like, oh my God, what am I going to talk about today? You'll get the prompt. You do it every day for 30 days. You're automatically in the running for the $1,000. So I think that's pretty badass. All right. Oh, I'm also celebrating my eyebrows being done and not looking like a complete freak. So I think that's a definite win. We've had lots of wins this week. Lots and lots of wins this week. All right, my friends, I am going to love you and leave you. Have an amazing and happy Friday. Have a really great weekend. I can't wait to see you in Contentology. If you are looking for the links for that, you can go to my shiny new website and you will find it in there. Or you can head straight to nicolajmoraz.com/Contentology, spelt how it sounds. There is no U in there, FYI. It is definitely a CONT, Contentology. Have an amazing day. If I don't talk to you before, I will see you on Monday. Get out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it, and remember, the world is ready for your brand of awesome. You rock. Bye.